Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So last time, Sangat Ji, we heard a less known Sakhi of the 1700s, but today we will be hearing about a very important Sakhi in our Itihas, a Sakhi of sacrifice and a prime example of the famous slogan, Sir Jaave Ta Jaave, Sikhi Sidhak Na Jaave. Growing up, when attending the Guru Ghar, this painting in the Langar Hall would really stand out to me. A large gathering watching a Singh tied to two great terrifying wheels. It would amaze me how much pain and torture our ancestors went through, but never gave up their Sikhi. Still to this day, when seeing these paintings in the Guru Ghars, one has a feeling of great respect, of pride and love for our Shaheeds. This Sakhi is of Bhai Subegh Singh Ji and his 19-year-old son Bhai Shabaaz Singh Ji, who lived in Lahore and worked for the Mughal regime. Bhai Subegh Singh Ji has already come up in Itihas previously in earlier episodes covering Nawab Kapoor Singh Ji. We heard how Bhai Subegh Singh Ji was sent by Zakaria Khan to arrange the peace treaty, the Nawabi, that was presented to the Jathedar Nawab Kapoor Singh Ji. And whenever the Mughal regime needed to communicate with the Singhs, Bhai Subegh Singh Ji would be trusted to lead in these talks. Throughout their career with the regime, they had a number of roles such as Kotwal, the head jailer, landlord and also a lawyer. And although they were employed by Zakaria Khan directly, Bhai Subegh Singh Ji had complete prem and dedication for the Guru Khalsa Panth. He was blessed with Amrit from the hands of the Khalsa Singhs residing in the jungles, and his loyalty forever remained with them. If you look into our Itihas, there's actually many examples of Gursikhs who worked in the Mughal regime but also remained loyal to the Sikh Qaum. Gursikhs such as Surat Singh, Lachi Ram, Gauda Mal, a Sajdari Sikh that we will hear a lot more in future episodes. From his family lineage, you had the epic scholar Dr. Bhai Veer Singh Ji as well. So collectively, this small group of Sajdari Gursikhs, they worked within the regime but always kept an eye on how they could help the Singhs in the jungles. For example, they would pass on the Mughal plans and information to the Singhs. But not just information, resources, money, food and weapons as well. Bhai Subegh Singh Ji would always ensure the Singhs got the upper hand. And he was very well educated, he knew a number of languages and had immense political knowledge, and because of this he was an asset for Zakaria Khan. He never raised any suspicion and he was able to do this Gupta Seva for a number of years. Using different political means and clever tricks, he was able to influence and control Zakaria Khan on many occasions. But Bhai Subegh Singh Ji was not safe forever. The time came when some of the Mughal leaders started to question his loyalty. How has a Singh been able to keep his Sikhi Swaroop over all these years without any suspicion? These advisors of Zakaria Khan would start filling his ears, they would start asking these questions. How do you know that he's not actually helping the Singhs? Many Qazis would complain to Zakaria Khan, the Subegh Singh is a traitor. He may speak our language, he may help us, but actually he is fully devoted in his Sikhi. If you don't believe us, the Qazis would say, then go and convert him to Islam. Surely if his alliance is with us, then he will convert. He will remove his Sikhi Swaroop, his case. And it just so happened that during these times, a second event occurred involving Shabaaz Singh Ji, the son of Bhai Subegh Singh Ji. He was also very well educated. He grew up within the Mughal regime schools. He was taught very well by the Qazis. He was fluent in Farsi, Arabic, Islamic texts. But at the same time as learning all of this, his father Bhai Subegh Singh Ji also made sure that he was complete in his Gurmat Vidya Sanskar, his Sikhi education. He understood the deep arths of Gurbani, the teachings and itihas of the Gurus, and what an amazing role model for us as well. We learn English and worldly Vidya, but sometimes we neglect our Samthya, our Gurmat Vidya. Especially for parents, we have a duty to ensure that Gurmat Vidya is kept as a priority for our children. So Sangat Ji, One day the Qazi, the teacher, was having a religious debate with Shabaaz Singh ji. And it is said in the records that Bhai Subegh Singh ji's son Shabaaz Singh, the student, won. Embarrassed by this, the Qazi approached the regime and he did a shikayat. He fabricated a lie that Shabaaz Singh had done niradri disrespect of Islam. And due to all of these reasons, Zakaria Khan was convinced. He ordered for Bhai Subegh Singh ji to be arrested from his home and brought to the court of Zakaria Khan for questioning. Zakaria Khan said, Subegh Singh, whatever has happened in the past has happened. You were able to stay in your Sikhi Swaroop, but now to continue your duties for the Mughal regime, to show your alliance to me, you must forsake your Sikhi. Convert to Islam and you will be further promoted. You'll be given more land, money, all you need to do is convert. Bhai Subegh Singh ji replied, Zakaria Khan, just like you love your religion, your Islam, you're dedicated to your faith. In the same way, I worship my Guru. I'm working in the capacity as a kotwal for this regime. I do my job well. There is no need to question my faith though. No treasure or possession will get me to give up my Sikhi. Hearing this, Zakaria Khan was furious. If that's the case, Subegh Singh, I have no option but to get rid of you. You will be treated and punished like a traitor of this regime. You will be sentenced to great torture. We will put you through the brutal Charkhariya until you convert to Islam. And Sad Sangji, our Itihas describes these torture machines that we remember every day in our Ardas. We remember, we say, Ki Jina Singha Singhniya Charkhariya de Chade. These torture machines consisted of two large wooden wheels. One wheel would be plain-edged with enough space to tie up the individual. The arms and the legs would be straightened out around the wheel and the body would be tied up so tightly that there was no chance of escape. The other wheel would have sharp teeth and blades sticking out of it. So when the wheels would spin together, the body would be forced through these blades and the skin would be ripped out. And not only would the bones crush due to the impact of the two wheels, but the blades would pierce through the skin, ripping the limbs into small pieces. It would be spun round and around and blood would pour onto the ground. This torture would be done in public, acting as a deterrent, a clear sign, do not mess with the Mughal regime. Everyone was terrified by these machines, but what did Bhai Subegh Singh ji say when he was threatened with this? How amazing is our Itihas so beautifully described. Bhai Subegh Singh ji replied in this following way, Chad charkhadi hame giravo, so ab hamko ढील na lavo, हम तो गुर के सिख सदावे, गुर के हेत प्राण भल जावे. Bhai Subegh Singh ji said, Nawab ji, I am a true Sikh of the Guru. I can imagine no better death than shedding this mortal body for my Guru. Don't waste time talking, put me on this charkhriya at once. Dhan Nawab, dhan tavdeen, adil hai tu bado praveen, marno dar ham deen mo karo, hoy deen main fir neh maro. Dhan, great and blessed are these charkhriya that will join me with Vaheguru. Dhan, great, blessed are you, Nawab ji, who will join me with my Guru. Death does not scare us. If I was to convert, then would I live forever? If not, then why should I turn my back towards my Guru? Stop wasting your time and bring out the charkhariya. Allow me to become a shaheed of my Guru. And listen closely, Nawab ji. I will never ever leave my Sikhi no matter what you do. Hearing this courageous response from Bhai Subegh Singh ji, Zakaria Khan ordered the executioners to tie Subegh Singh ji onto the charkhariya at once. Uche chad fir bahut kumaya, Vaheguru tin nahe pulaya, Jayo jayo mukh te Guru uchare, Akal akal kar ooch pukare. The grinding sounds of the charkhariya started to sound. Bhai Subegh Singh ji was spinning towards the sharp blades, but what else could be heard? Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru could be heard from the lips of Bhai Subegh Singh ji. The more he was tortured on the machine, the louder he would speak the Guru's words. Akal, Akal, Gurbar Akal. This Jakara of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj, Gurbar Akal, could be heard louder and louder. Everyone would look on Bhai Subegh Singh Ji in amazement as they would hear him roar, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Never for a second did Bhai Subegh Singh Ji forget his Guru during this torture. No screams of pain or doubts in why he had to endure this terrible torture. Just praise of the Guru could be heard. Zakaria Khan also watched this scene, and as the blades pierced Bhai Subegh Singh Ji's body, the words of Bhai Subegh Singh Ji would pierce through Zakaria Khan. Failing to subdue Bhai Subegh Singh Ji's spirits, Zakaria Khan gave up. He ordered for him to be taken off the Charkhadiya. It was time now to change his tactic. How could he break the spirit of Bhai Subegh Singh Ji? He had underestimated his pyar for Sikhi. Zakaria Khan now had the most evil of thoughts. He said to his soldiers, go and get his son Shabaaz Singh. Only by torturing his son in front of Bhai Subegh Singh Ji will he lose his faith. Only then will he convert. Shabaaz Singh Ji, aged only 18 years old, was brought in by the guards and tied upside down to the Charkhadiya in front of Bhai Subegh Singh Ji. Next episode, we will continue to hear about their bravery and if Zakaria Khan was able to break the spirit of these two Gursikhs. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.